Pakoras are fried fritters made with vegetables and spices. Crispy on the outside, soft on the inside, they can be served as a snack or an appetizer or also as a side with your main meal. Today we are going with a simple flavor-packed combo, cabbage and onion. Namaskar and welcome to Curries with Bumbi. Though I have mentioned all the proportions in the description box, but I would say when it comes to making pakoras, please do not stick to the exact proportions. You can use as much cabbage and onions you want. I've cut the cabbage thinly and so did I with the onions. Add a teaspoon of salt and mix everything very well so that the cabbage and onions get well mixed with the salt. Applying salt will bring out the excess water from the vegetables, resulting in crispy, crunchy pakoras that get fried up faster. So this initial step of adding salt is very, very important. After applying salt, leave it for 10 to 12 minutes and then come back to them. After 12 minutes, you can make out that the cabbage and onions are releasing water. Now add the other ingredients. Chopped chilies that I have deseeded. You can use green chilies as well. 1 teaspoon of finely grated garlic. Today I am using parsley, but you can use any herb of your choice. You can also use coriander leaves. And you must be thinking that why I didn't chop them finely. Because I like that look of green in my pakoras. So here I am going wild and just tearing the parsley as I wish. And I just didn't bother to chop them. I learned making cabbage pakoras from my mom, and she makes the best cabbage pakoras than anyone else. I'm a bit biased here. Okay, next comes the spices. My mom always adds nigella seeds, that is kalonji, when making any pakora. Nigella seeds bring in a beautiful nutty flavor. You can leave it out if you choose to, or you can also use cumin seeds. I added a teaspoon of nigella seeds. Next is a teaspoon of carom seeds, that is ajwain. My mom never adds ajwain, but I do as it helps in digestion and I also like its flavor. Again, if you do not get ajwain, just add dried thyme as it goes very close to ajwain in terms of flavor. Next, half a teaspoon of ground black pepper and half a teaspoon of turmeric powder. Then it's time for the binding agents to come in. I added 2 heaped tablespoons of rice flour. Rice flour makes the pakoras more crispy. You can also use cornstarch in place of rice flour, but please do not use too much of cornstarch or rice flour as the pakoras can turn hard. Next comes the main ingredient for making pakoras, that is besan, also known as gram flour. Now gram flour is also sometimes sold as chickpea flour, and here lies the confusion. Gram flour is made out of these brown small chickpeas that are grown in India. The flour made from these brown chickpeas are more nuttier in flavor compared to garbanzo bean flour. Garbanzo bean flour is made from these regular chickpeas, and garbanzo bean flour is not as delicious compared to gram flour. So whenever you make pakoras, buy besan, also known as gram flour. Add besan a quarter of a cup at a time. Mix well and again add a quarter of a cup of gram flour. Adding them little by little, you will have full control over everything. You want to add just enough to bring everything together. If you add too much of gram flour, the pakoras will get dense and doughy. You want pakoras that will be light and airy, and you would be able to taste the cabbage and onions. Now my friends, I cannot tell you the exact proportion of gram flour I used because you may need more or less. I did not need to add any water as the salt we added earlier is helping to bring out enough water from the cabbage and the onions, and that helps the gram flour to cling on to the vegetables. I've kept this part unedited so that you get an idea how I am adding the gram flour a little at a time and working my way through. When you will see, you can form a little shape with your fingers like this and things are all staying together, you will know the batter is ready to be fried. When you make the batter, start heating your oil because you should start frying immediately as soon as the batter is ready, because the cabbage will keep releasing water. I like shallow frying them, but you can also deep fry. Heat the oil on medium-high heat. How do you know the oil is not too hot? Just drop a little bit of batter. If it rises and sizzles and do not get all deep brown immediately, then you are good to go. On the other hand, if it turns deep brown immediately after hitting the oil, then your oil is too hot. If that happens, lower the heat and allow the oil to cool down a bit before adding the pakoras. Now just take a little portion and place it gently in oil. If you find the pakoras falling apart in the oil, then add a little more of gram flour to the batter. Do not bring in a spoon for a few minutes after adding in oil. Fry them on medium or medium to low heat. When you start seeing that browning creeping up along the sides, turn each one gently. Do not use high heat as they will just brown up fast on the exterior, but the interior won't get cooked. So keep frying on medium-low heat. Near to the end, keep the heat to medium and turn them frequently till they get golden brown on both sides. Before starting to fry your next batch, remove any brown bits from the oil. This next batch is for the beginners. If you are scared of working with hot oil, then use 2 spoons to release the batter into the oil. Now my friends, near to the end, if you see your remaining batter has turned a bit watery, then sprinkle some more gram flour to the batter and mix. As I told you earlier, the cabbage and the onions will keep on releasing water, and the batter tends to become a little watery at the end. These pakoras have this crispy and crunchy exterior, and they are irresistibly delicious. These taste best when they are made fresh, but they also crisp up if you heat in an air fryer or in a low oven. Serve them hot with green chutney or ketchup. I have a green chutney recipe on my channel, and I will leave the link to that video in the description box. Kids will love this. Make these for your kids and I'm sure they will love having it. And according to me, they taste even better than French fries. So instead of buying French fries, make these at home, and anything made in your own kitchen will be far healthier than buying from outside. Please give me a like if you enjoyed watching this video, and do leave a comment for me. Bye bye.